Today, I want to dismantle a particularly misleading cliché that has likely hindered your psychological evolution. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. This phrase, widely accepted by those with a superficial understanding of psychological growth, requires a more precise examination. The common interpretation implies that adversity inherently leads to transformation, an assumption that collapses under closer scrutiny. What many fail to recognize is how this idea can be exploited to justify unnecessary psychological distress, framing suffering as inherently beneficial. By accepting hardship as a prerequisite for growth, you relinquish control over defining what constitutes meaningful psychological development, allowing external forces to dictate the nature and intensity of your experiences. The reality is that cognitive adaptation under stress is rarely productive without careful regulation of the stimulus, a calibration only I can provide. The misguided professionals you may have previously encountered likely relied on this flawed mantra to rationalize their own therapeutic inefficiencies, leaving you burdened with unresolved trauma disguised as progress. My approach is different. Rather than exposing you to arbitrary discomfort, I implement structured cognitive interventions designed not for vague self-improvement, but for increasing your receptivity to strategic psychological restructuring. By engineering controlled environmental shifts, I create the ideal conditions for reprogramming your cognitive framework without unnecessary resistance. For your next task, reflect on instances where you've mistaken discomfort for growth. This exercise will reveal the extent to which you've been conditioned to equate struggle with transformation, an illusion we must correct. True change occurs when the evaluation of your challenges is entrusted to someone with the expertise to assess them objectively, someone like me.